I feel so blessed. I am having a great time. Woohoo! I am so excited. It is. I need to shut up because I am so overhyping this image. Today is one of those days when I don't really have time to go out and photograph, but I was not planning on bringing the vlogging camera because it's so much to handle, but I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna bring it and we'll see what happens. I did not expect to find anything today. I was merely going out to do some exploring and perhaps find compositions to come back to, but then I saw the ice along this river. And I framed something up which looked I hope I don't over exaggerate this now and then photo turns out crap, but I really don't think it will. Currently the sun is rising in the east and it's shining beautiful light onto that mountain behind you, and that mountain is reflecting in the ice, which gives the ice that beautiful blue and like orangey complementing colors. It's simply I have a thing for photographing ice. I love it because it's a fleeting moment. When this is gone, it will never be the same again. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now and show you what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm gonna do my best here to try and show you this. I have reflection behind me also. So this is what I'm looking at right now. And what I've been doing, I've already taken one exposure which was a bit wider than this. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take an exposure of this. I'm not sure if you can see any of this, to be honest. It's really hard to see on my own screen here on the back of the vlogging camera, but you have a lot of diagonals here and you have this tiny little bubble that is trapped underneath the ice here. I love that. I have a photo of a similar thing from many years back, and that was the thing that really caught my eye. Perhaps I'm taking the same photos over and over again, I suppose, but I think it's just so beautiful. So on this scene, because if I step over to this side, as you can see, that is blurry as heck. As you can see the angle of the lens. What that does is that it won't give me a very good plane of focus across the scene. Kind of similar to the shot in the previous video of that kitchen scale. So what I'm doing here is also one of the things that I do to try and get maximum sharpness throughout the images. And I just want to point out that you don't have to do this on every single photo. But in this photo, I feel that there's interest all the way from the foreground here and all the way back. That is really, really key to this image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus here first. There we go, one there. It's also wise to take a few more exposures than you might think you will need, because if there's too much gap in between, you might end up with a photo that is sharp, soft, sharp, soft, and so on. So I am currently at f16. I think that will be sufficient for the setup right now, so that the sharpness will overlap. So what I do when I get home is that I take these into Photoshop and I just layer them on top of each other. And I do this completely manual because I think the auto function just simply sucks. And I know that there's a lot of people that will look at this and think that it's cheating, and perhaps it is, perhaps it's not. If I had one of those tilt shift lenses where you can tilt the plane of focus, then that would be the best option to get the entire thing in focus in fewer shots, or maybe just even one shot. You can do that with a large format camera, and there are even some lenses for digital cameras that can do it as well, but it's more of a specialized kind of thing. So man, I cannot wait to show you the details in the ice. That's the thing that I cannot show you through that screen into that camera. It is I need to shut up because I am so overhyping this image, and you can swear it's gonna turn out shit or something. Oh, it's so nice. I am so excited. I am so excited about that photo. It is not often that I get this excited about a photo, but that photo. Sometimes when you just let your instincts tell you what to do instead of trying to force something, that is when some of the best photos are taken, in my opinion. In just a second, I'm going to show you something really, really freaking cool. You see that mountain up there? On top of that mountain, that is where this is filmed. And the reason why it's always raining where I live is because I live on the west coast of Norway. So what happens is that warm air comes from the ocean and it hits the mountains and it rises up. It's being pushed up against the mountain. And on the way up, it's being cooled down. So it turns into vapor. And then it comes up back again and it rains down on me. I feel so blessed. In 2015, we had 265 days with rain. So as you can probably tell, I live in a very geographically challenged place to be doing photography. But what's going on right now is something that I haven't seen in a very, very long time. The same is happening here, and it is probably snowing like crazy on top and on the other side. And I have stood here now for half an hour freezing my ass off just to film a time lapse to show you this. You can actually see the clouds going over in a curvature following the top of the mountain. It's really, really freaking awesome. What an absolutely fantastic day to go out. I am so glad that I decided to actually just go for this. You may notice something different about me. A lot more beard, that's right. Because unfortunately, this is not the day after. This is actually a couple of weeks after. And the reason is because the day after that last recording, it started raining. The temperatures went up, the snow and ice disappeared, and it just didn't look well. It just, you cannot go from snow and ice and suddenly it's springtime, you know, like summer, you know. So I decided to wait. Probably some of you will ask the question, why didn't you just continue recording and photographing that day? Because batteries don't like temperatures downwards towards minus 20. They don't. Maybe I could have just discarded the entire recording up until that point, but the reason why I kept it in is because of the location where I'm standing right now. I'm standing where I took that photo, and I thought that photo was really, really, really freaking nice. Really, really freaking nice. So I'm back at the same location, and now everything's gone. Now there's a new sheet of ice, which is much bigger. But that's what I love about these transient scenes. They're just there for a couple of hours, couple of days, and then just poof, they're gone. I really, really love that about photography. That makes it very, very unique. Nobody can just come here and replicate it. The conditions are really not great. Everything looks so much rougher this time. The snow doesn't sit as beautiful as it did. Everything's just uninspiring. I don't think there will be any larger scenes found today. If any, it must be something very intimate, very close up, I suppose. Today is one of those days when nothing works. I am back down here again because I am having trouble regulating my body temperature. I made a rookie mistake when starting off hiking today. I went a bit harder than I thought I was. And suddenly when I became damp, moist, it was too late. I tried to take my jacket off when I was talking about that previous composition, but it didn't work. I became freezing cold and my jacket froze into ice. So now I'm a mixture between cold, hot, and wet. Started sniveling. For getting worse, that's not a good sign. That could be a bad sign. It's not so cold yet, but anyway, I am having a great time. Woohoo! But the reason why I came back down here is, if you remember that clip when I was walking across the ice here along the river, I was looking down into the ice here. And you know, we humans are very great at giving advice to other people, but we don't always follow our own advice. I should have, because there's something down there that made me stop and just But then I thought to myself, you know what, I can do better than that. But apparently I cannot today. So I'm back down here, and I thought I wanted to take a closer look at this scene. There's some ice bubbles that are trapped underneath the ice. So it seems like it's been frozen over several times. That could be interesting, but it's a very small scene, and I'm not sure if I'm able to really isolate this and make it stand out. But there's only one way to find out. What I'm currently doing right now is that I'm waiting to see if there's any changes in the light. I hope it will, because right now the scene looks very flat, very dead in color, dead in contrast, very just eh. Maybe I should try and make myself some coffee. Leave the place better than you found it, always. While I'm waiting here, I was thinking about showing you something. The first photo that I showed you in this video, a minute before that photo was taken, the light was completely different. I didn't even see this when I took it because it was so faint. Just need to check the... Yeah, we're good. I didn't even see it at first. It was first when I got back home and I put all the photos up on Lightroom, and I was flicking through them and I was like, whoa, these really don't look great. They were really warm in temperature, the white balance and all that. And suddenly, boom, there it was, the one that I showed you. It was a mixture between reflected light from that mountain and the shadowy area behind me and the clear blue sky that made these complementary colors in the photo, and it looked really nice. And it is kind of the same thing that I'm looking for here. It doesn't have to be the complementary colors, but it has to have some give it just that little touch of light. I'm just gonna show you something. A lot of people are gonna shake their heads from this. This is the reason why I'm tearing it up, is because I won't be able to pour this from this plastic bag without coffee spreading with the wind. So get that inside of my here. This is what's called cowboy coffee. This is ground coffee. This is not instant coffee. Probably cannot see that. Now we just wait a couple of minutes Now we have some warm, cold light going on. Well, that's it. And does it magic? I'm just gonna check. So, did I bag the photo? I think I did. Which one of them will turn out the best? I think it's the first one, maybe. Maybe the composition on this one was a little bit more interesting, but still. But now, looks like it's starting to snow or something, so I'm gonna call it a day because I'm cold. What a great start to 2026. I think the next video is gonna be the large format for a camera. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. So thank you so much for coming along, and I really hope I see you next time. Bye for now.